We've got Mr. Faisal Contractor, partner at Embark. Embark is a digital marketing consultancy, and today they are going to be talking about consumer attitudes towards crypto investment in MENA. Mr. Faisal Contractor, please.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Faisal, and I'm a partner at Embark. And Embark is a growth marketing consultancy at the forefront of crypto. We work with some of the leading brands in the fintech space in the region, and that is where our specialization across in marketing within the crypto. So we can essentially also call ourselves a unicorn in the space, because the people that we hire or the teams that we work with are pure crypto specialists. So that's where we have our expertise across in the zone. Now, the purpose of me today is to talk about the sentiments or the attributes, the attitudes of people in terms of investing in the crypto zone in the region. And the way that we've done that is through a research that we conducted very recently amongst the people of the region across various segments. So I'll talk about the key highlights onto that, and would love to hear your thoughts if there are any. So just before I get into the details, just the methodology and the sample on how we conducted the survey. So it was a computer-based interview that we conducted, and the target segments for that was targeting 18 plus users in the GCC region. We reached a sample size of 1,000 respondents, and that's how it becomes a very robust research that we've conducted. And the average time to respond to the questionnaire was about 10 minutes. It was a comprehensive research that we conducted. On the sample size based on the demo, so the gender is 70% male respondents and 30% females. The age groups was across, as I said, from 18 and above, but the major concentration was between 45 to 54 years of age group. Nationality-wise, we saw a pretty good split across the different nationalities in the region. And when it comes to the region-specific information, we got most of the surveys coming in from Saudi. So 50% of the respondents was from Saudi, and then UAE, and then followed by the rest of the GCC. So uncovering the highlights, I've got 6 highlights to cover. So the number one thing is, when we asked people in the zone of what are the popular investment vehicles, with a specific question being, what is the primary area in which you consider investing money? And the responses that we got was more on the lines of real estate as number one, stocks, savings accounts, government bonds, and then comes cryptocurrency. So this actually shows us that there is a little bit of a less confidence in investing in crypto at the moment, and it's more about the traditional means of investment, so more on the secure investments, and that's why real estate still stacks up at number one. So the entire idea about this is, how do we really look at building the confidence for people to start investing across in the crypto zone? And I think that's where majority of the companies that are entering the space should be focused on. So it is a factor of having the confidence built up for the investments to lead up. Moving on to the second highlight, which is based on the primary investment criteria, with the question on what is the primary criteria for selection of an investment instrument. And what we've seen here is that across the region, the appetite for risk-taking is low, while investors still seek high returns on their investments. So it's pretty much a follow-up from what I presented in the first slide, but here we're talking about the base investment security, the high yield, and fundamentals of understanding the instrument. So these are a few factors which become important to understand how can we help in terms of making crypto as the primary investment criteria. Moving on to the third highlight. So it was based on the knowledge across the cryptocurrencies, with the question that we posed was, how much do you know about cryptocurrencies? And whilst there is a buzz about crypto as a keyword, or people know about crypto in the term phase of it, but when we looked at the actual understanding of what cryptocurrency means or crypto means in general, we saw that there's a bit of a lack of information or lack of understanding here, and that is why we found that there's a bell curve. And if you see the bell curve, between the little to a lot understanding, you see a diminishing curve out of that. And this again justifies the point that there is a lack of information or lack of education about crypto across in the region, where brands need to focus in terms of how do you build that confidence into the region. Moving on to asking about the recent investment across in the cryptocurrency. So we asked the question on, have you invested in cryptocurrencies in the last 6 months? And the response that we got was around 60% of the respondents have not invested in crypto, with the lack of clarity around legislative framework and negative word of mouth being the main barriers. Now, often what happens is when people are investing across crypto, it could be the exchanges or it could be other factors which then deter the behaviors across on investing within the crypto space. And that are the main barriers that we've also seen, and why people are a little hesitant towards the investments across crypto in the region at the moment. Moving on, when we asked them about what are the factors that would help in terms of boosting the consideration towards investments on crypto, with the question on what needs to change for you to consider investing in cryptocurrency, the response in general that we got was integration with banking systems and stability in the coin value could act as trigger for unlocking larger market potential. Now, on the pie chart, you can see the first 21% of the respondents also mentioned local legalization. And this is exactly what's happened in the past 6 days, when there was the announcement about the UAE government making things much more legit, much more legalized. So this is what is happening, with the sentiments of people now becoming much more stronger, because there are initiatives from the government in terms of regularizing the industry, regularizing the new entrants which are coming into the market, and having the right kind of processes set up to build that confidence on investments. And then we asked them about the nature of the trading platform. So in terms of the confidence, on what type of trading platforms would you actually choose to trade on cryptocurrencies? And what we observed was majority of the respondents are more focused towards the global platforms versus the regional platforms. And that could be based on, again, the awareness of the global platforms in the region and a little less awareness of the local and the regional platforms. So this is, again, an opportunity for local players to start playing the game here, because there is an inherent demand that's going to come through. And then moving on, we also asked about the criteria for primary platform selection. So with the question on why did you choose the platform you most trade on, and what we felt the results were based on the global presence, it's the brand reputation, it's the user experience. So these are the factors predominantly which help in terms of determining how can a platform or an exchange become a much more inherent choice for doing the trading on crypto. Now, it's important for brands to start understanding and attracting new investors. Local brand would need to start focusing on building brand reputation and positive word of mouth while focusing on UI and UX. So to the point in terms of how do you build the right kind of understanding, the right awareness, and having the right user journey across through the UX and UI, these are important factors which can help businesses and exchanges set up a very, very healthy business across in the region. So these were the top line highlights from our survey. If any one of you is interested to get your hands on to the full research that we've conducted, we are Embark, and we are exhibiting at booth number 96. Please come and meet with us, and we'd be more than happy to have a conversation with you. Thank you.